Yeah, hello Melissa. Good evening.
Hi, Prabhu. Good evening.
Yeah, thanks for joining the call. So, can you talk about a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, well, I'm from Peru. My name is Melissa. Here I went to university and studied the system engineer career. And I saw some programming languages in the 5 years of the college, but I never worked using them. I have experience in the infrastructure and production department, but I always wanted to get into development. So 2 years ago, I decided to, well, to give it a try, and I found a school in California where they teach you to code, but actually it's self-taught. So yeah, I decided to start there. I met a lot of people who were interested in coding too. I had the chance to go to many events. Most of them were free. And I also realized, well, find out that there is a huge community of developers, and that community is really good because they always have like a lot of projects to share. And I saw a lot of people who are willing to share knowledge as well.
Okay, that sounds good. And how did you come across Twindle project?
Well, I remember I was following someone, and I think it's Pranav, who share or retweet your post. If it wasn't that, it was because he commented. And well, I saw your post. I didn't think it twice, and I just DM'd you because I read what the project was about, and I found it interested. Also because I read it was beginner friendly. So for me, it was like it's the first open source project that I participate in, but for me, it was like good.
Okay, so what do you think about open source project from when you have started thinking about what you see it will give a benefit to you in terms of your career and why you think it is important, open source project in general?
Well, yeah, like open source because it's open, so many people can contribute on that. So when you have too many people collaborating, you can see different perspectives. So even when you maybe can collaborate with something small, you can learn from the others. So I think it's really helpful in many ways because if you're collaborating to build a product, so the product is gonna go end up well, but you are also going to learn in the process.
So what is the biggest challenge if you face as an outsider, because open source community is very vast and very overwhelming in GitHub, lots of project is there. How you'll choose one project and what are the challenges, or what are the thing you think it is not appropriate to jump into GitHub and start contributing? What are the biggest challenges you face to start?
The billing challenge in this one or in
No, no,
any
in
other?
any other project, in open source project, if you want to start, right, but how you'll go approach, what is the frustration about that? And
Yeah, I think it will be the programming language you know or you feel more confident with. Or if it's not the programming language, maybe the tools that you're going to use. Like if you're not familiar with it, probably in my case, I think I will think it twice. Like I wouldn't decide so fast if I don't feel comfortable with it. Probably I will follow the project but not participate on it. I think that will be a challenge for me and maybe for some other people as well.
as a beginner, how they will go after choosing a open source project, because they are starting at beginning, they just gone through the HTML, CSS courses and JavaScript basic. So how
Mhm.
can they start? It would be sometime difficult, right, to choose a project because the projects are very big, so they don't know how to start it.
Yeah, probably if there are projects like they have a task or like this Twinder project that said is beginner friendly, we're gonna have mentors. So I think that breaks a barrier for beginners. Like even when they feel like they cannot make it, if they see there are gonna be people who have, even if it's a little bit more knowledge than them, that they can guide them. I think that closes that barrier or open the barrier Like they will probably don't see it as a limit anymore.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. And can you just talk about like Twindle project, because that's where you are participating actively at this moment, and how it can help a beginner. And can you explain a bit
Yeah,
more about it?
yeah, for sure. Well, the Tyndall project aims to have a product that can read the Twitter threads and convert it to PDFs and EPUB, so it can be read on Twindle. But as you mentioned in many meetings, I think like the main purpose of this project is to encourage beginners and help other developers to be part of this open source project. And I did like it. I will invite people to join because everyone is collaborating in different ways. Some people are doing videos that can like tutorial videos that can guide you step by step to do uh, to do the tasks that we have to do. Like even if you're a beginner, you can follow the videos on the YouTube channel. We also have a Discord channel where we are available. So if you have some questions, you can ask. We can set a meeting maybe, or it could be 10 minutes or 1 hour, according to the availability of the persons who is willing to help. But through Discord or through YouTube, they can help you. Also in the GitHub, we have this wiki page and we have the FAQ page, and there are also some tutorials with pictures if you are not comfortable listening people talking in English. You can also follow the pictures step by step. So I think there are many chances, many opportunities that you can take to participate in this project. Like I think there is little chance to say no, I cannot do this, because we're helping every day each other. And I think if someone really wants to join, they will go with us till the end.
Yeah, that's very interesting, Melissa. And I see that you have approached a couple of your friends, and they also joined this Twindle movement. So
Yes.
what's the reaction and how you approach them, and what is their
Well,
biggest fear, that we don't know English, or we don't know their fear that we can't contribute? What they told negative about it, why they can't do that?
yeah, so I have I invited three people, and two of them are from my school. And one of them have more experience in IT, and the other doesn't too much, but they all, like both of them wanted to code. So I invited them, and at first I think they didn't like they read it, but they didn't say yes. So they messaged me after and asked me for more detail. So when I explained them that we have mentors that is beginner friendly, they say yes. So I think it's because when I first told them about the project, I only said, hey, this is an open source project, and the final product is this, but I didn't tell them like we were going to help. When they asked me more, and I told them like we have mentors, there are some tutorials, you can participate, they immediately say yes. And my other friend that I also invite is from my country. She understands English, but she is practicing speaking. Let's say that could be a difficulty for her, but she can read it. So she was following the tutorials as well. And I also told her there are people beside me that speak Spanish because she speaks Spanish. So you're not alone. You're not the only one who is struggling a little bit with English. And I think that make her more confident as well because she knows that the people in the project are from different countries. We are facing different difficulties, could be, or different challenges, each person. So yeah, I think that makes the community better because there's a lot of diversity.
Yeah, I think one good point you raised. I think we have to always emphasize that the idea we can anyway implement by building a team, and we are doing very good progress very in quick sort of time. But we have to always keep in mind that it is beginner. We just want to create a platform framework so that beginner will create their first PR, and we'll tell them exactly how they do that, by means of an
Yeah,
article, by means of video, by means of coming to a call, different way shoot to different people, you know.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it is
I agree.
completely non-profit, free, and open source. So there is no catch over here.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, once let's say they got this little bit motivation from you or some word of mouth, and they stumble upon this website or this GitHub repository, what is the first step they should do?
The first step,
Yeah, after joining that, what they should do?
they should go to the first option where it says join a Tundle. What next?
Yeah,
And well, they have to do the first three PRs.
can you explain about that a little bit more elaborately? Because you have created this document, and a lot of people really amazed by this kind of work you have done, and they're really motivated that level of documentation. Can you talk about more about a little bit again?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So, first of all, I just want to mention that I put the reference of all the documentation that many other people did. So they others people in the team made some tutorials with pictures, others with text and commands, and others with videos. So all of them are referenced in that file that you are showing, the onboarding page. So what they have to do first, like what we do recommend, is to follow us in Twitter so they can keep in touch with us, and we can also answer them to any questions that they have. They should subscribe also. Yeah, that's the account, the Twindle Co. They also should subscribe to YouTube because we are uploading videos, I think daily, from different topics, including these calls where you can learn about us, and also like some concepts or how to do your first pull request, or how to understand what we're using as puppetters or handlebars. So everything is in there, everything related to Twindle, because anyone can go, sorry, my dog, because anyone can go to YouTube and maybe search for a problem they find, but the problem is going to be very different to the situation you're facing in this project. So all of these videos are related to that. So it's going to be easier for you to find a solution. The next step should be join us to Discord also, because we have some different channels, and you can also follow in the Discord server, you can follow some changes in Git. We have a channel called GitHub, so you can see all the updates in the GitHub account. Yeah, that one. Yeah, we have the general, the GitHub, and you can also join to the voice channel. And it's faster to help someone, I think, through Discord, because you can share your screen and you have the voice channel also, so you can talk to the person and just help them in that way. I think it's faster than sending pictures and text, but it depends also in the issue. And once you are set up, like follow, like connected with us in every social media we have, you can start doing your first pull request.
Yeah, can you talk about a little bit briefly about what is fast pull request is about? How they can do that? Is it very difficult to do it?
No, I think it's the most simple, because that one is to get familiarized with the GitHub. So we're using Git as version control, so we can update the files and upload it in the repository, and we're using GitHub as to contain all this information. So the first one just is about like fork the repository from Twindle, create a file in the GitHub page that is easy. You just have to click some buttons, put a brief description of yourself, and then name the file and submit it or commit your changes. And then ask for a pull request so your repository can be merged to the Twindle repository. And the second one is edit the same file. but not through GitHub. In that one, you should download it to your local machine, and you should use either the CLI, the CLI, the command line, or you can use GitHub Desktop, whichever you feel more comfortable with. So we actually have tutorials for both of them. So if you use GitHub Desktop, you can watch one of the videos. If you use command line, you can follow the other videos. We also we have different PDFs, with all the instructions. So that one is a little bit more difficult if you're not familiarized with the command line, but it's easy because the tutorial is there. We are there also to help you. So yeah, it's easy. And the third pull request, I will say that is the most difficult because everyone has to modify the same file. So when you're modifying or updating that file, probably someone already did. So we're gonna have a lot of merge conflicts. We actually have some merge conflicts, but this is good because you can learn how to solve it. uh, this is going to happen eventually in the project, so it's better just to have merge conflict in only one file. Try to solve it by your own. So later on, when we continue with this project, when you have conflicts with 3 or 4 files, this is it's going to be easier for you. And we also have the tutorial to how to solve it and how to make the pull request.
Okay, great. And if they have further question, where they can go
Yeah,
and
they can go to the facts page, to the FAQ, the frequently asked questions, I guess. And we also, with Shida, we cover some of the questions we found in the meetings. Because I think the first week it was where most of the people asked questions about like how to use the GitHub, also how to do the first and the second pull request, about the Google Meets, what time was going to be, where is it going to be, and also like what do we need to know in order to get into the project. As you mentioned, it is only HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. We're not planning to use any framework because we wanted to do it the most comfortable for beginners also. So it's better to have like a stack set up and to follow that.
okay,
Yeah.
sounds interesting. And once they go through that induction program, like how they can start contributing into the Twindle repository? Like, can you talk about little bit project, like how this, what is bigger picture is a little bit, how the team are
Yeah, like
contributing?
yeah. So as we mentioned, the main like the final product of the project is to read Twitter threads and print it to display it on PDF or EPUB so it can be read on a Kindle device. So we have also different ways to contribute. The first 3 PRs are only for people to get more familiar with GitHub. But after that, we also were having some tasks as creating a Twitter developer account so they can get in charge of that, like finding a way to read from an API. Like you can do some tests with API and try to convert it in PDF or in EPUB or in a file. So you can also see many other solutions. Like it says, to make a direct API call. And yeah, one of the tasks I remember, it was also to create a website for Twindle. So if maybe you are a little afraid to do API calls or to get into JS, you can also do it with HTML and CSS. Like there are very different ways to contribute on this.
Okay, sounds very good. And can you talk about like your pull request?
Oh yeah. Well, I was looking at many people who did website designs for this project. I really like them, so I wanted to give it a try and to make it. Maybe it looks a little bit girly, but I found this bird. I think it was in the Canva website. and I was playing with this bird and the background for the logo. And when I got the logo with all the circles, I just realized the colors matched well. So I was playing with it with only HTML and CSS to try to make it look good. And yeah,
Yeah, it
that's
looks
how it
pretty
ended.
good, you know. It looks pretty good, different style, and we're encouraging people to create with different entry, different style, so that
Yeah.
we can have some voting or we can take some suggestion and we'll go with one design in future. But now we
Mhm.
can anybody can free to submit their own design.
Yeah, it also can be a merge between designs.
Yeah, can you talk about a little bit the code review because I can see few people are approving the changes. What is this all about?
Yeah, so we like everyone is participating. So when you do a pull request, you are asking for the Twindle repository to take your changes. But these are is not supposed to be automatically because as any person, not only beginners, anyone can make mistakes. So it's better to have people who review your code. So what they do is look at your changes and see if maybe they have some improvements to give you or if your code will affect some other functionality in the project. Like in this one is there are new files, so probably the code review was easier because they only saw new files and there are no conflicts, they are not affecting other files, it's not gonna break the code or it's not gonna break the project. But we are doing this practice at least 2 reviewers per pull request. It can be anyone, they can approve it, and it also makes you improve. Like watching somebody else's code makes you improve, like what you should submit or what should know, or maybe what you can change for your next PR. I
Yeah,
think it's a good learning process.
yeah. Thank you, Melissa. I think we'll the final leg of this discussion. So I want to know some of the critical feedback or kind of the scope for improvement this Twindle. Like what are the main few areas? Can you elaborate where we can improve?
um I don't know because I actually one of my friends was asking about deadlines, for example. But I do like that we don't have deadlines because what you said, we don't want to put pressure on people, and also because I think many of the participants have jobs or maybe side projects. I like that fact. I don't know what I can say to improve because I do like this project as how it is. I like that you are encouraging developers or future developers to participate, to not be afraid, to learn everything because they will probably know the languages, they will probably know HTML, CSS, and JS, but working by yourself is totally different when you work with other people, and that you cannot learn by a course. You learn in the moment when you are actually building something. So I don't, I honestly don't know what I can say to improve because I like the project how it is, but if it's at some point I have something to say, I will say it to you. No worries.
Yeah, we are having daily meetup meeting stand up call. So I think we are free to discuss any point. We are a bit accommodative in that sense, right?
Yeah, that's
If
true also.
finally, can you just let us know about your daily stand up call and what are the things we do over there so that we can wrap it up?
Yeah, so in the daily calls, you always go through if there's some new task, but you also listen to people if they find any difficulty or if they have some feedback to do. Like if they have some difficulty, I see that in all the meetings, there is always 1 or 2 people who said, I can help you. So that's really good to see. And I think like when they have questions, they are also covered in the FAQ page. So that's good also because maybe someone can have a question today and maybe another one can have the same question another day, but they didn't they didn't go to the meeting, so they can find out on the IQ page. So, and also the meetings are recorded and are shared. That's good.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Melissa. It is very wonderful to chat with you.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu, for this talk and also for creating the project and giving this opportunity to many developers.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Have a good day ahead. Bye bye.
You do. Bye.